What's up, everybody? Welcome back to T. Roy's Toys. Now, if you've seen the description of the video, you know today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. And by different, I mean we're going to be building a homemade cannon for Halloween decorations. I've built about 3 or 4 of these in the past, and they've all come out a little bit different, but I thought for this time, you know what? I'm going to make a video out of it. Here are some of the materials we're going to be using. The barrel is going to be made out of PVC pipe. This is 3-inch. Got a clamp, a couple pieces, and the wheels. Now the wheels are decorative. I think I got these from Atwoods, but unless you want to spend the money on some real wheels, those will work just fine. Now if you'll notice, I said the barrel is made out of PVC. It's not made out of metal. That means it is a prop. It's not, you cannot use it as a real cannon. I've had some people say, oh, sure, yeah, we can, it's not a real cannon, but sure, no, it is not real. You cannot fire it. It is a prop. It's just for decoration. Some people, I've sold a few of these in the past, they don't seem to understand when I tell them this. It will explode. It will, donde este, no fuego, you pendejo. See, y'all like that? Bet y'all didn't know I could speak Spanish, did you? But look, seriously, guys, this is not real. This is just for decoration. I mean, maybe you could make a glorified potato gun out of it, but honestly, I personally would not risk it, but you do you. But anyway, let's get to building this sucker and let's see how it comes out. First thing we're going to want to do, we're going to take our 3-inch pipe here, and there is a gasket in here we're going to want to remove. This makes it easier to put the rest of it together. You could probably slide it in without, but this just makes it easier. Now, how I come up with this idea is one night, I worked for a water company, and one night I was working on a leak, and we had a pipe kind of like this sticking out, and it kind of kept shooting water at us. So I thought, it's almost kind of like a cannon. And you can kind of see the it almost kind of looks like a barrel in. I thought about it. Finally, I had some old wheels laying around and stuff, and we do the pirate theme for Halloween. I thought, well, every pirate's got to have a cannon. So that was kind of my excuse, you could say, to build a cannon. Now, that's that gasket I'm telling you about. You want to get out of there, just take it and just throw it over there. File 13. And this is not new pipe, guys. This is just trash pipe. This is just a piece that was broke. We just took it out. So, I mean, you could buy a new pipe, but why? All right, now we got that gasket out of there. Now what we're going to do is, I've got some 2-inch pipe over here. The 2-inch is going to go inside the 3-inch. That's going to be the barrel, and this is going to be the 2-inch is going to be the barrel, the 3-inch is going to be the outside. So what we have here is a reducer. It's 3x2, and normally that would go in like this, and you glue your end, but that doesn't, you don't want that on there. You don't want, it's not going to look authentic, if you will. So what we're going to do, we got to cut that part off. All right. Not the straightest cut in the world, but she'll do. Take your knife and just deburr it, just kind of clean it up. You don't have to get, you know, fancy with it. All right, now we're going to glue our reducer onto our 2-inch barrel piece, or inside. I guess you call this a 2-inch inside barrel piece. Let's get your. I use the Christie's Red Hot. That's what we use at the company I work at. It's pretty good glue. So good I can hardly get the cap open. And no, I'm not primering it. Like I said, guys, you know, this isn't, you know, it's not going to hold any pressure, or it shouldn't hold any pressure. It's not a real cannon. It's not a real plumbing piece. It's going to be fine, guys. And you remember, you want to flip it this way so this part that's beveled is on the outside, because that's going to be part of your barrel. Okay. You know, I say I work with pipe all the time, but that was harder than it should have been. All right, well, apparently that's all it's going to go. Normally you want to go flush, but that's not what happened here, but it'll be fine. It'll take paint, so you won't even notice it. We're probably a good inch in there, so it'll be fine. Probably should have tested that before I did that. All right, now let's put this piece in that one. All right, guys, now that our glue has cured and set up, we're gonna stick this piece into here. Before we do that, put a little glue on it. Some people argue back and forth. I like to put glue on both ends. Even when I'm doing regular plumbing, some people say not to do that. I mean, you have to wait a little bit longer for it to set up, but to me, that's just what I've had better luck with. Really? Wow. Tell you what I've not had good luck with. Is keeping these things clean. Alright. Let's hurry up before this stuff dries. We don't want to go all the way. Just want to go to where it's flush. Alright, then we're going to let that set up. And then we're going to cut the end off and put the caps on it. Okay. Now while we're waiting for that piece to dry, we're going to measure off and cut our barrel off flush. I think the last one I did, you can kind of go whatever length you want to. Last time, I want to say I went 5 foot for the barrel. Before we do that, let me sharpen my pencil. Get us a little bit more lead on the end of this pencil. This is an old school way of doing it. Y'all like that knife right there? That's it's a limited edition. Yeah, Walmart only had a couple hundred of them. Y'all better hurry up and get them. All right, let's measure this off. Just saying, how are you going to cost a limited edition when you sell a couple hundred of them? Thousands of them, actually. It's not very limited. Alright, we're just going to wing ding it. We ain't got to be super precise. This isn't rocket science. You can call it cannon science. Alright, I'm going to flip it around. We're going to cut this end off. And we're going to cut both pipes even flush. All right, now that we got this cut flush, we're gonna glue our caps on the end of our pipe to make the end of our barrel. But before we do this, we don't need to get carried away. We gotta add this piece first, because otherwise you will not be able to get it on the pipe. This is actually a repair piece called a knock-on. This one was trashed. The gaskets were dried out, so I just pulled the gaskets out, and we're gonna slide this on. And this is gonna be the part where your fuse goes, kind of towards the end, towards the back of the barrel. Anyway, before we get too far along, we need to put this piece on before we can't get it on. And I've done that before. Ask me how I know. Just gonna slide that on down. And we're gonna tighten this back up. Now, you could get away without having to do the 2-inch cap. You know, I want it to be, you know, solid. I don't want it bouncing around or rattling or nothing. Not that you're going to be moved a whole lot, but that's just me. It's just one of my things. But you could forego this part here if need be. All right, let's put our cap on. Now, I can't put glue. I mean, you probably could squeeze it in between there, but we'll be fine if we just put on the one. It's just one of those things I do. Make sure we didn't push it out the other end. And this piece here, go over it. And we're going to glue it. I'm just making sure it's still, you know, make sure we got enough. I think our pipe is egg shaped, so I'm just going to turn it, move her on out. A little bit. Alright, we're on. Alright guys, let's go ahead, let's glue this knock-on piece. It's going to sit like there. So we're going to put some glue on this pipe just to hold it in place. There you go, just as easy as that. We're going to let that dry. We're going to work on it. Okay, now we're started on this. I built this, I don't remember the exact measurements. I actually started building this cannon probably 2 years ago, and then we got caught moving into a different house and stuff. So then we're going to pick up where we left off. This is the frame. The wheels are going to go here, and then this is the, I guess the axle, I guess you'll call it. And then we're going to put our frame that holds the barrel is going to go right here. So we need to build that, and then we can mount it to here. So let's get that started. Try not to set this on my phone. All my junk's in the way. we're just going to go out probably, let's call it 18 inches. Now for the sides to run along the barrel, since the barrel is about 5 feet, we don't want to go too, you don't want too much frame. So we're going to go with about 3 feet. I think 3 feet, give us about a foot on each side. Of course it will taper, so we'll give the illusion of more footage than we actually have. If we don't like it, we can go back and trim it or cut it again. I think I bought too much wood, so it's a good thing. Alright guys, let's just kind of give you an idea of what we're working with here. We're going to kind of give it a taper. We're going to cut these corners off on the sides here. Then we're going to, that other piece of 6-inch we cut off at first, we're putting here, we're going to screw them together, and that will be our plate that will screw to here, screw to the axle. So let's get this cut off and tapered off and see how it looks. Alright, now we're gonna cut our angle here. We don't want it, just to look like just a 2-6. We kind of want it to have a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a gradual, like a curve, almost like an angle. Anyway, I'm gonna put an angle on it, and honestly, guys, I'm just gonna wing it. It's not gonna be exact. Of course, this is just for fun, guys. This isn't real. This is just something for fun. But we're gonna go 2 inches up, and we'll go 8 inches over. Now this is an old angle or square that I found, and I actually dug this up out of the yard. You can't even see anything on it, but it makes great straight lines. So just because something's crusty and rusty doesn't mean it's not any good anymore. We're going to repeat that on the other side. 1, 2, go up 2. Well, look, guys, if you're not having fun on your projects, then why are you doing them? You gotta have a little fun. Everything just can't be super serious all the time. All right, let's get these cut. All right, now we're gonna attach these together with this piece here. This is going to be the bottom side, and this piece here is just going to keep it from doing like that. Three on each side ought to hold it. That there. Just to give y'all an idea what I'm looking at. That's about what we're looking at right there, guys. Alright, let's get her mounted to the... Alright, mock this up on here and see how we do. This will be the front, and that's going to be towards the back. So we want get her centered. It's 9.5. That's just shy of 9. It's over. Now I am taking a little bit more time with this because I want this to be right. Because if it sits off, you know, where it's visibly noticeable, it's going to look terrible. You don't want that. We'll just 9/16, and I think that'll work, guys. Alright, I'm going to give you guys a better look or alternate angle. Put 5 screws in there because I figure that ought to hold it. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Alright, now we're going to build the back piece, or you might call it the tripod piece that goes down in the ground that holds it in the back. Anyway, we're gonna build that part now. Alright guys, so kind of give you a little visualization of what I'm looking at here is take this dirty old board here, and basically we're going to do something kind of like this, and it's not just going to be a single 2x4. We're going to do something like this, and it's going to have a base that comes down here. So we need to figure about how long we want it, and we'll get a kind of a rough measurement, and then we'll tweak it as we go. You don't want it to come all the way up because you got to remember your barrel is going to be sitting here. I think if we do about 38 inches, I think that'll work for us. All right, let's go cut our 2x6. All right, we're going to measure 38. You know what? Let's just go one more. Let's go 39. We can always cut more off if need be. 39. Now this is going to be the bottom piece. We want to have an angle, so we need to adjust our saw. A bit down a bit. But I can finish that up with a little handsaw. Alright. We got our piece cut. I know it's not perfect, but again guys, look, it's just a prop. It's not real. You don't have to be precise. We're just having fun with this one, guys. So basically it's gonna go like this. One of these pieces here is going to be the base, so we want to make that the base. Alright, so basically that's kind of what we're looking at, guys. It's going to be back further, but the angle is going to be about the same. So we need to cut some of that off because the barrel is going to be sitting right here, so we need to make a line. I left my pen over there. So we need to make a line. And we're just going to go right there. Alright, let's go cut it. Alright, now on this piece here, because this is going to be the slope part, kind of want to repeat the angle. So we're going to try this again. Hopefully I can do it without messing it up. Here we go. Alright, so look at that. They don't make lumber like they used to, just split cutting it. Anyway, I'm sorry guys, that's just my rant. Alright, well, let's go test fit again and make sure she fits. Alright guys, here's the mock-up. I think we're going to cut her one more time down here. I'm going to cut her about an inch off or so. I think my first measurement was right. I think I messed up, but hey, you can always cut more off. You can't cut more on. Alright guys, we got our bottom piece put together. Let's screw it into the frame. Alright guys, there she is. Tighten this one. Alright, that's pretty much it for the frame. Let's see if we can put some paint on it. Alright guys, what we're doing here, just try to give it a little bit of realism. We're going to get some of the, like here it says Spears, Schedule 40. Just get some of the markings off, just kind of rough it up, just where you don't see any lines, any mold lines, or any markings. So alright, we're going to file this part down. Alright guys, excuse the music in the background, I apologize for that, but we're going to put the first coat of this Rust-Oleum black. It's this hammered look, and it makes it kind of, for painting PVC, it kind of turns out pretty nice. So let's put our first coat on this. Alright, we're going to let that dry, and tomorrow we'll put another coat on it. Alright everybody, it's been a few days. I've been putting some coats of paint on this, flip it over. I think I got about 2 or 3 coats of paint on this. Alright, well, it's getting close to Halloween. We need to wrap this up, so we're going to mount the barrel to the frame of the cannon. Alright, we got our frame set up. Let's see let's see if we can mock it up. I think that there, guys, is what we're looking for. It's going to be ideal. We're going to put our clamp right here, and the clamp will help hold the barrel to the frame. So let's get that put on. kind of hard to see my marks. Well, alright guys, there she is. She is mounted, but it did not come without some problems. When we were putting our bolts through, over here on this side, I'll show you. I was pushing the bolt through, it was catching, and it pushed this piece of wood out. So, anyway, they just don't make wood like they used to. But, structurally, she's sound, she's good for what we're going to do with it, so. Now, normally, guys, I would fix something like that, but since it's just a prop cannon and we're halfway through October already, we're going to push through, we're going to get this done, and I'll slap some paint on it. It'll cover that up, it'll look just fine. So, anyway, let's put some wheels on it. Alright, guys, now normally, in the past, I've made to where these wheels roll, but these are decorative wheels, they're not very sturdy. I don't know if you can see that, but they kind of flex, and they're not good for rolling, so we're just going to screw them to the mount here because I can't find the bushings that I would normally use to make a kind of make like a bearing in there. So we're just going to mount it to the frame, just carry it. We're good. We're just going to eyeball that. Looks pretty good. All right. See how flimsy that is? But for what we're doing, I think it'll work. All right, let's put the wheel on the other side. All right, guys. This next part is not really necessary, but we're going to do it just for aesthetic purposes. We're going to put a bolt in here just to kind of make it look kind of like a hub, I guess you will. Alright guys, we're going to do a little touch-up paint on this. And then we're going to get and after that dries, we're going to set it out in the front yard and we'll be done. Well, alright guys, here's a close-up of the finished product. Turned out pretty nice. Whew. Well, alright guys, it's getting dark on me. But anyway, there's the finished project. I got a few more details to do with these Halloween decorations. But anyway, I kind of got ideas. I kind of want to make a bigger, better camera. If you think so, comment down below. Let me know what you think. But anyway, I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode of a homemade Halloween decoration or homemade cannon. But anyway, I want to thank y'all for watching. Happy Halloween, and y'all have a good evening.